What is up, guys? It is the Citrus Panda here today. I'm coming at you with a review for episode 11 of season 2 of Haikyuu. Let's do this. Alright, so I'm running out of fingers there, but I have to get pretty creative with the way I make the number 11. But this episode is going to be a little bit late. I did not make the video on Saturday, and I'm making it now, so it doesn't matter. It's coming out. So in this episode, it is the final episode of the training arc in Tokyo. So that's good, sort of. I mean, I actually was a pretty big fan of the arc in general. We saw a lot of character development, and a lot of the characters from not only Karasuno, but from schools like Fukurodani and Nakoma. All these schools kind of introducing more characters from them and fleshing out characters that we've already seen. So maybe not even character development, but more like character introduction, because we had seen these characters before, but then never really got to know them very well. So this was a good arc for all of that, and it's a pretty natural way to progress our main characters as better players. So what comes next in this series? Well, now at the end of this episode, we start seeing the kind of foundations for the next arc, which is going to be the preliminaries, and this is going to be pretty sweet, I think, because we're going to start seeing some of the actual volleyball games that actually count for something, and we have a lot of the top schools coming into this, and basically, Karasuno needs to win 2 games to to proceed to the next bracket or whatever. They need to win 2 games. So I'm not sure how many games they get. They might play like 4 or something, but I don't know. It didn't explain that, or at least I didn't comprehend it if it was explained. So at the end of the day, they have to win 2 of their matches, and there's a lot of really strong schools there. But prior to that happening, in this episode, they finish out the practice match for Fukurodani, and originally, I thought Karasuno was going to win this one, because, they kind of shut down Bokuto in the last episode. But what actually happened is that Fukurodani is not only a team that depends on Bokuto for, his ace skills, like doing a lot of points and whatnot, and he does lead the team, and he kind of works with his team to get them a lot of points, and he's a really good player, but he's not the only good one, and there's a ton of other players on his team that are actually not as good as he is, but very effective players. So they end up beating Karasuno anyway. So Karasuno lost like 60-some games there, but they still learned a lot. So I guess that's that. There was a more of a comedic section where they were. It was like at the end of the training camp or whatever, and they were having like a barbecue kind of thing outside. So that was all comedy. There's nothing really to analyze there, but those were pretty funny scenes between I just want to say that in general, in anime or in cartoons, whenever people eat food, it's not like normal stuff. I mean, these people are like taking food and like shoving it down their throat. Like I don't know how you do that, but whatever. It's not real life. I can't judge animated characters like that. Anyway, so that aside, the whole barbecue thing and people chasing the managers from Karasuno around. Apart from that, this episode was pretty good, and it was really more of a hype episode than the last episode. But towards the actually very end of this episode, we got to see some closure to the whole Tsukishima and his brother sort of thing. I had heard from people that there is some closure on it, and Tsukishima gets home from the training camp. He, takes off his shoes and whatever, and his brother walks in. I think his name is Kai, or Kei. And he kind of says, like, "What's up, man? What how you doing?" That's not what he says at all, but I'm just going to say he says that. And then he talks to him a little bit. He kind of goes outside, like, where the scene was before, like, where he was talking to Tsukishima, and he was kind of bouncing it off the backboard. And he was saying how that whole situation in high school and whatnot, that kind of inspired him to stay on a team, because I'm assuming he's in university or whatever now, and he still plays on a team. I don't know if he's a regular or not, but he really is he's a big fan of the game, and he wants to continue playing even after that situation, and so they kind of made up. That was a good thing. So overall, it was really great to see that not only Tsukishima can move on from that, but also his brother, and just kind of be like, man, water under the bridge, let's just move on. But the last thing in this episode that actually happened that was pretty important, although it wasn't actually the last thing, because it happened, I believe, earlier, but for some reason, I'm actually coming at a blank here. I think the whole brother thing happened after the introduction of some characters, but Ushikawa, from that one school at the very beginning of the second season, the big tall kid, that guy, basically he is actually going to be at the preliminaries, and we see him shortly towards the very end, actually. But he was kind of teased back at the barbecue, where he was basically the captain from Nakoma was talking about the top 3 in the whole entire. I don't know if it's in country or in the general like area. I don't know how they do that over in Japan. I don't know. I think it might be in the entire country, but that's might be stretching it. I don't know. And basically, the idea that Ushikawa is actually only the third strongest, and there's 2 more that are better than him. So overall, like, these are players that are aces, but they're also on really good teams. So not necessarily that they just carry their teams to victory, but they actually individually have good skill, everybody on the team. So I'm really excited to see what these teams are actually like. Again, at the very end, we were saying some schools that we had seen before, like Date Tech, which I do believe, I could be wrong actually, there's Date Tech, there's the long one that I can't even begin to pronounce. It's like Shiratorizawa or something. If I actually got that right, I'm going to give myself some gold stars, because I don't know. There's the one, known as the Iron Wall, which I think is a Date Tech, but I can't be 100% sure, and I know I'm a really bad reviewer, but whatever. And then we also have, I assume Nakoma will be there, although they weren't shown, and Ushikawa School was there. And actually, my boy, Oikawa, from the first season is going to be there as well. So, Oba Josai, or Aoba Josai, or however you want to say their name, that school is going to be there, and I'm pretty hyped to see them, because Oikawa has been one of my favorite characters in the series. I like his character design, I like him as a character, and I'm pretty hyped to see how it's going to all go down. So next episode should be pretty cool, probably some games going to be played, and until next time, guys, get hyped for episode 12, and I will see you guys next time.